Okay, good evening or good night or good morning. I know it's been a while since I posted on this video, and I saw your comments about the ESP bug that was bugging. I've been away, life, etc. So the thing is not dead. It's just I've not been home for quite a while. Anyway, today I just want to make a quick short video about something I just found out. I'm trying to set up a website using Django. So if you've never heard of it, Django is a framework that's you can see my first research there, trying to solve my problem. So it's a framework to make your own website using Python, which is it's great, honestly. If you know a little bit of Python and you want to put together for yourself a proper website with databases and users and all of that, that's the way to go. But my problem was that I wanted to run a Go application that I've written from my Django app, and I couldn't find any ways of doing that. So when I did the research on Google, there was questions about executed Python script with Django and all that, but nothing about trying to get Django to run a Go script safely, because you could in a way, this is not going to run, but basically if your script was named mygo scripts.go, okay, so that would be your script. In Python you can run stuff in the shell using the os.system and in parentheses the command. So it could be something like just kind of copy and paste the name. You can run this and you can add flags if you got some with options. That is possible, but you should never do this on a website, especially if this option is acquired through a form. This is susceptible to command injection. If you never heard of it, you just type remote command execution, for example. This is terrifying stuff. So basically anybody can try to inject some code there and basically hack your machine. So I was looking for a way to have my Django app run my Go program, and as you saw in my previous videos, I did some stuff with ZeroMQ or ZeroMQ, which is a tremendous library, to be honest, and very simple to use. And of course there's a way of running it with with Go. So what you want to do, this video is basically a short demonstration of how to do that, because there's nothing online about all this. So so what you want to do is just follow this tutorial on ZeroMQ.org/languages and Go to install the proper library. The one I'm going to use is PEB ZeroMQ4 because that's pretty much it. So on the one hand, we need to do two scripts, so I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is. So you got my Django app. This is going to be the client, so the Django application is actually going to be the client in this system, and the Go file, Go server, is going to be, as the name suggests, the server. This is going to annoy me, it's going to pop up some stuff, but never mind. So going back to ZeroMQ, basically what's going to happen is you have this system where you got the client that's going to ask a request with basically some commands you would want the Go application to execute, and then the server will run some stuff and send it back. And what's brilliant about this thing is that it's cross-platform, cross-languages. As you can see, if I go down, we can see the Hello World example. These are all the, I don't know if you can see that properly. These are all, whoops, that was a bad idea. The languages that you can write ZeroMQ stuff with. So the thing is, the Go library is a bit old on this website, so that's why you would want to use the ZeroMQ4 library here, where there's actually a folder with all the examples that you could find in the guide. You would actually need to go there, so I'll put all this in the description, blah 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 blah. So here, let's do a demonstration. So the first thing we want to do is so you do all the install, and then we're going to type the Python client. So it's just going to be a copy and paste. Just go a bit through the code. Just going to type it down. So you got the import ZeroMQ. Okay. So this, go away. This is the wrong file. I want to be here. This is going to be closed. It's 1 in the morning, so yeah. So, oh, bollocks, go away. This is going to, okay, it's done. So, import ZeroMQ, then you type the context. I'm just going to copy and paste, but describe what I'm doing at the meantime. So, this is the object which has all the sockets and the ZeroMQ object. Then, just a little print statement that says, hello, I'm online. I'm starting at least. So starting, client, trying to connect. To typo here. I don't know why I'm putting a cap everywhere. This is not a proper way to write. And an exclamation mark. Okay. Then we want to declare the sockets. So this is where basically the pipelines where the information is going to travel through. So socket context dot socket. Then it's going to be ZeroMQ.rec. So the rec method is for request. So if I go back to my example over here, the client is going to be this one. Okay, so the request, that's going to ask request for something to do to the server. Okay, and now we take this socket and we connect it to a TCP URL, which in our case is going to be local host, and that's the beauty of this thing. So you can choose any port you want. That's the beauty of this thing, because technically you can put any IP here, and that means that the Go program and the Python program don't have to run on the same machine. So if you were, for example, to have a Go program that would need a proper server, proper power, you could put this on another machine or something at home or whatever. That's the flexibility of the thing. And since everything travels through this socket, it's you're not going to run any shell commands that might be dangerous for you. However, security wise, you might want to encrypt some data if you do go over the internet. But anyway, so here's the main loop. So we ask for the request in a range, so we're going to do, like the example says, 10. Then we're going to print that we're going to print it in a more modern way using f strings, because I'm on Python 3.8 if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't really matter. So in here we say sending request. Request. Let's put 3 little dots, okay, and then we actually send the request through the socket. So socket send, and it needs to be binary. If you go through the documentation, you can send bits or bytes actually. So you just type the string. You can also send, if you type strings, you can send strings. I think if you type JSON, you can send JSON objects. I'm not quite sure, but basically just go look at the documentation and it'll tell you what types you can send. So yeah, if you got a string, you can just think something like encode. Again, Google that to make sure that's the right thing to type. But anyway, so that's not what I want to talk about today. I just want to do the example. So we send the first message. Then what's going to happen is that the client is just going to wait for an answer. So message equals socket dot receive. So now it's going to wait for an answer, and let's print that we've received what we received. Received reply, again f string. So right from request, and the reply is message. There we go. Okay. And what we can actually do is, and that's not an example, is if message equals kill, we can actually exit the program, so the client will basically just turn off. So print terminating, and then we need to close the socket to do it properly. So we socket close and we context ter. This is to make sure that we liberate the port and everything just shuts down properly. Okay, so that's the Python bit. If we run this quickly, I'm just going to copy my full path. CD, is this going to show? Okay, it doesn't show anything proper. Trying to increase the, can't increase the, here we go. Oh, when computers don't behave properly, that annoys me. Anyway, so now we can run Python 3, Django 3, not dash. There we go, and now it's basically sending the first request and just waiting. So now we need to kill that, we don't need it anymore, we need to write the go thing. So the go thing, we just go back to the example, and it's the hello world server. And so now it's a different language, it's in Go, so we include package main, we do the imports, so first I'm just going to copy that because I'm a bit lazy and it's late. Okay, so that's the package we need to install through the guide. Then the two base package is format fmt, and let's do the time just to wait at some point. And then the main function, main, and we don't take any arguments, and then so we do the same thing. So we need to create the new socket. So in Go we don't actually need to create a socket and then a context and then a socket. We just create the socket. So it's ZeroMQ.new socket. Okay, and the socket we want this time, ZeroMQ, is rep for response. If we go back to the docs, it's this one, so we're writing the server. Okay, now the defer this is a good idea if you don't know Go properly. First of all, learn it. I started learning it like 2 days ago, and it's amazing. It's so much quicker. It's a bit weird when you come from Python, but just watch pythonprogramming.net. Just watch, he's got a playlist on Go where he shows how to do a web server and a scrapping script. And yeah, once you watch this, then just try to do a project 2 days, and you're basically much comfortable to do something properly. So now we need the responder not to connect to the local host, but to bind. So this is a ZeroMQ thing. So it's a TCP protocol, and then it's a star. Still don't really know why it's a star and not localhost. I don't know if I haven't tried to test if it does anything else if you type localhost. Just checked if the port, if I change the port or not. So now we're done. So now we just do a for loop, so it's more of a while loop, so we just infinitely run this. So we listen for a message, the underscore there, I think you could just type error if you wanted to just screen for mistakes and stuff, but this is just a demonstration. So responder, receive, then the 0, I don't know why it's there, but in the docs it just says it takes an integer, and this is what's in the example, so I don't know what it does, but it doesn't matter. And then we can print the message, print a line. Got a new keyboard. I bought an American keyboard when I wanted a European keyboard, and the keys are not in the right place. Anyway, So we received the message. Then we can do some work. So we can do some proper work. Yeah. And this can actually take some time. The Django app is just going to wait. If you're running this synchronously, so that's like really through a proper view .py, your web page is indeed going to wait. What you would want to do, but this would be in another video, would be to use Celery to run this in the background as a task, and basically get your web page, free up your web page. But this is another video if I do ever make it. Anyway, so now we can sleep just to simulate the work, and we're going to sleep, I don't know, 2 seconds. So 2 times time seconds. Yeah, weird, I know. Anyway, and now once we've done the work, we can create the reply, and the reply in our case is just going to be world. And then we're going to send this reply, send, and up reply, and again an integer. I don't know why, it doesn't matter. And then we can print shortcut that we sent the reply. Okay, sent reply. Okay. So in our case, we got right now we're not going to take any advantage of the fact that we have this condition here. Okay, so what we would want to do is do a counter, for example. So I equals 0. Okay, then I plus plus, so increment this variable. We do 10, but if going to do a switch condition, so switch, so this is basically some sort of if condition. So if so in the first case I is greater than 5, in this case reply equals kill. Okay, otherwise, so that would be the default, yeah, default reply equals wilt, and I think this is going to be a problem, so I would need to take these off and actually declare this right at the start here. Let's put it there. So reply string, so we just declare this variable as a string there. So here it doesn't override or do weird stuff. I can't remember if it does anything, but anyway, so switch reply plus 1. So that's pretty much it. So we can save this, and now I actually need 2 terminals, so I'm going to put one here and one next to it. Okay, so the good thing with ZeroMQ is the fact that it doesn't matter. I'm in the right folder. It doesn't matter if it's the server or the client that starts first. It would just buffer the message. So what we can do is here say Python 3, well, just up arrow, send that. So it's going to wait for the server. So go run, and let's go server. And if I press enter, it received hello, and then does some work, send it back hello to the Python script, and Python script is going to hit number 5, and this one it should send a kill socket operation. Crashed. Bollocks, why did it crash? Why did it crash? Give me a second. No. I thought that was how you was meant to do it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I could figure this out. Maybe it's a close. Don't think caps matter in Python. No, they do. That's not the right thing. Okay, that's Python ZeroMQ close socket. Well, this is some proper debugging, so yeah, I saw that already. Should I close? Yes, you should. How? I've hit this problem previously, and I thought the answer was that, but apparently I'm wrong. So gracefully turn. Do I need to close the socket? Well, I need to save it first. Terminating, and then exit or break. So starting the demonstration again. Why is it sending kill? Oh yeah, of course. So starting this again, so now I started the server first, then the Python script. So it does communicate well, and you can send like proper sized data if you wanted to. And then hit 5, sending kill switch, terminating. It's not terminating. Well, there's something to do with the socket not closing. I don't know why. I can't remember why. It's bugging me. Okay, this is the proper docs. So socket bind. So it is close. So what's wrong? What will happen if we take this out of the loop? If it doesn't work, I'm just going to stop the video here, because basically you saw the basic idea. It's just a matter of properly writing the script. This is not prepared, as you can see. Just really wanting it to work. Yeah, here we go. So as you see, it sent a kill signal, and this is stop. And what's brilliant about it, so for the moment reply is I is over 5, and it's going to stay over 5, but the server is still running. So if I send the Python script again, it received a hello and it's sending back the kill. So in a way, I'd need to figure out how to do it. But you could run this Go program as a service on your server, and it doesn't matter what your website does, if it's offline, if it's online, and in which order stuff connects. If this is just running in the background, just waiting for your request, and if you do some sort of checking that what's received is really from the app, like doing some sort of, even just a simple code or something, like encrypting the data with a key that's hard coded in the Go program, because it's on your server and you should have firewalls. And anyway, so you can make this secure in a way, at least way more secure than trying to write the import os.system and run Go. And the beautiful thing again is that since this is sending back data, you can send back a JSON dump with all the results of the work. So I think this is pretty much it. I'll try, because I've found a few stuff here and there, to basically just post some random programming hints, tips, tricks, snippets, and maybe I'll join this. I'll put this post on the GitHub, and well, information on the description. Anyway, hope you take care. Hope you're well. Quarantine and stuff, and maybe next time. Cheerio.